reveal more to what you're actually doing. Sometimes you see the course, but you don't really know what's going to be roaming around. If it's going to be a defensive combo of supports or aggressive.
There you have it, the third pick Luna. So
yep.
they you know what they're doing straight off the bat. I'm surprised they're still going to the Luna, and I'm also a little disappointed we didn't pick the hero because it's Han bread and butter right there, man.
I think early game Luna can suffer a little bit to mid Lina. It really comes and just, drops the Laguna on you and you can die so quickly, which is dangerous for Luna's ultimate. You want to have a long, nice ulti to drop out.
It's just, it really works with the way Secret's trying to play this game. I mean, you can already look, their team fight's going to just be absolutely massive. I expect them to just pick probably a defensive support for Puppey as he's known to play, and who knows with Kuro. I think Rubik and Wyvern both banned. He's played both of those heroes with a lot of success this tournament, so I don't have any predictions just yet. And I'm also, who knows what VP is going to do. I don't really know what traditionally is good against Luna other than, as you said, just
Chaos
burst.
Knight.
Chaos Knight?
They really like the Chaos Knight.
I like that.
I've seen them pick it versus some weaker carries like Anti-Mage, but they don't really have good wave clear. I don't know. I have a hunch.
Yeah.
They could maybe do it. I mean, that would be a very VP thing to do. Other heroes that counter Luna is like old stuff like Void, but it's not in the meta at all, and it's so hard to run.
His ultimate's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so hard to use him.
It's really not enough. And that along with the fact that he doesn't have wave clear, because right now it's so much about fighting early on. Even the carry will run right into the enemy team and fight. So you need to be really quick at farming when you're doing that. Else your lanes are just going to pressure you.
CK looks amazing if you think about it right now. I mean, I think it's a little tough against Darkseer in lane, but he kills every hero that Secret's picked thus far.
He's ready to fight super early too, right?
So how do you counter Darkseer in team fights? We've seen Darkseer picked up in first phase, but it seems like, yeah, you can win against him in lane, but you'll never be able to stop the vacuum wall, especially with BKB being a lot less prevalent. And I think that's like a huge problem with playing against the Darkseer. And Shaker's like decent, but if he gets caught in the vacuum, like your whole team's dead.
For the most part, it's kind of tough. It's one of those heroes you don't really. I don't think there's a de facto hero that you see a Darkseer, you go with something else. It's sort of like a Shaker with the exception of Rubik. Visage pickup, I like it.
That Visage is very VP style, so that gives the possibility for a very strong Trilon if you want to do that. And CK fits the bill there because you have a slow, you have the nuke from Visage after the initiation of CK. You could definitely bring down a Darkseer if he's alone.
Agreed. They don't, as we've said, they've already picked all of their cores, and they don't really have anything that's going to kill birds either. So that Visage I just like a lot, especially because the cores are so squishy. Getting off multiple soul assumptions in a fight, as you talked about, like a Lina Visage on a Fisher can actually just kill the Luna immediately, and it's just a lot of. They can pretty much kill anything on Secret's lineup right now.
That Visage is actually the first at the main event, but the 7th overall, so not a huge amount of picks.
CDEC ran it, I think, 4 times.
Yeah,
stage.
Yeah.
When it comes to drafting for your team, how much of it would you say is you, and how much of it is the rest of your team, percentage base?
It varies team to team, I would imagine. For us personally, it's probably maybe 60% me, 30% Tal, and 10% combined everybody else.
Shadow Shaman.
It's a pretty good mix.
Yeah. The thing is, like when you're like the drafter though, like the good ideas, you're like, nice, like that was awesome, I'm glad that worked. But if it doesn't work, it's still your fault because you picked it. So
the utmost responsibility as the drafter, yeah. Again, we see the combination Luna and Shadow Shaman. That's such an old combo. Like we used to see it way back several years ago. Just a pushing meta of Shadow Shaman wards and Luna. It makes for really fast games.
VP hasn't drafted like nearly as greedy as last game. Last game they had Medusa, Naga, and Magnetar. This game, none of those are really vulnerable to getting heavily pushed.
So I'm going to go back to the Luna pick, by the way, because we've been saying that...
Spirit.
Oh, hold on. The Luna pick was actually picked by ZYF of eHome first time at TI5, so he popularised it. Hal was just picking up on it afterwards, and RTZ after that, so... I guess we got that one slightly wrong because we were crediting Hal with that breakthrough, but it was actually ZYF.
So we were both wrong then. Welcome to the wrong club.
I'm curious to see whether this is going to be a mid-Storm Spirit or not, because really no fun for the Storm player. And, I mean, he will have a Shaker backing him up, but it's still a really difficult matchup. And the Storm's going to be he can win or lose this game for VP at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Also, when they have, they have the Lina here, they could play that as a core or as a support. I think it's an easy job to play support along with the Visage, because you have the slow, easy to set up. And it's definitely long enough to get your stun off. But I think a mid-storm is, as you said, it could be tough. It depends what you value. If you value your farm or if you value the levels. Because going solo mid, you always get the levels at least, and Storm can always work a little bit off that.
Devalued in the later stages of this upper bracket. I mean, it was just last ban by VP. That was a first pick of the game at ESL.
Oh, wow.
That's a big hero coming out from Secret.
That to me says VP need to punish the lanes. This is so greedy from Secret, and they need to make sure that the Luna suffers. Otherwise, if Arteezy has a good game, I don't really see any way for VP to win this, because you can't really do much with Darkseer or Quad. And Silencer last pick.
Your brother has had a couple of enigmas in this tournament. They're 100% as well. 3 picks out of the TR5 so far.
Wait, you're saying we've had all of them, or they've won every game?
No, you've won 2 with them. Yeah, Aoi picked up the other one.
Yeah, it's a
3 out of 3.
really, really solid hero.
All right, thank you very much. Draft is done. We'll get into game 2 and we'll return to our commentary team.
Tournament life on the line here. Virtus Pro need to walk away with a win in this game number 2. I'm Capitalist. I'm joined by William Blitz Lee, the former mid player for Team Zephyr, who specializes in heroes such as Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit. Luckily for Blitz, we have a Storm Spirit this game.
You really do. It's almost as if they knew. But he's going to be playing the Storm, and this is a kind of great Storm game. Like, he should do really well. I think against this type of lineup when he has this much backup. I was going to say something mean, but your mom's here, so I can't really do that. Like, I gotta...
Thank you,
No,
Mom.
that wasn't one of those moments you guys go, Owen! It was just meaning I was trying to be a nice guy for once.
Thank you, Mom.
That was not an insult. Why
Blitz's flames.
Why are people acting as if I flamed you?
But talk about this. Storm Spirit, I mean, it's really good in conjunction with the Illidan silencer, right? Because when you're able to jump in, you have this sort of freedom with global sounds going off at the same time when you initiate. It gives you just this sort of fearless feeling when you go in.
I think my 2 favorite heroes to play with when you do play Storm is, one is Silencer, the other is Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter is the hero that gives you the comeback gold, and it's not in this game, but the Silencer is so good just because you fear almost nothing. Even when BKBs are popped, you know that the supports are typically going to be the heroes that zone you out or lock you down the most, right? And that's reflected in Secret's lineup. You've got Puppey, who's playing the Enigma, a pretty greedy support. You've got Kuro playing the Shadow Shaman, another greedy support. So what's the likelihood that either of them get a BKB?
I mean, the Enigma at this point in time, like, item-wise, can he go straight for the BKB and leave Zai the early mech?
Probably should, but at the same time, it's still okay for the Storm to play against, because he can just play around that timing. It's really the Queen of Pain and what she decides to do that's going to determine a lot in this game. Like, if S4 decides to go for something like the Orchid first, it would be really good, but at the same time, like, I'm just thinking way ahead into the future. If S4 goes Orchid, then VP counters him by getting a Yules on their Lina and just blowing him up in every fight with Global Silence. So S4 probably has to go something like maybe the Sumail build, where he decides to go for the Yule Scepter early so he can continuously kite.
All right, starting off our laning phase here, we've got God on the Storm Spirit facing up against S4's Queen of Pain. FNG already going to lay some harassment down on the line. Our offlaner for VP is going to be DK Phobos playing the Earthshaker up against Team Secret's Kuro on the Shadow Shaman, and Arteezy playing the Luna. Puppey's going to be in the jungle as the Enigma. Their offlaner is Zai, who's playing the Darkseer up against Illidan Silencer and Lil's signature Visage. We haven't seen too much Visage in the main event, but can't get much better Visage player than Lil.
Yeah, I think it was Hanskin that said, if you look at Lil's Dota buff page, it's just Visage. Like, he's like the only person in the world besides AUI that enjoys playing Visage in pubs.
Yeah, most people spam some sort of like mid heroes such as Storm Spirit, but Lil actually goes for a lot of support Visage for some reason.
It's just a good hero.
Yeah.
It's one of the heroes that it's incredibly versatile. It's just good against a lot of the heroes from Secret. It's almost going to be impossible for Puppey to hit the black hole if Lil is really good with the bats. And it's good against the Darkseer too, because you can just slow his momentum. Like, heroes that have instant escapes or abilities that need to cast, it's incredibly good against.
They're actually doing dual lanes right now. FNG has joined DK Phobos, probably because of the greediness of the Team Secret supports. As you said, like the Enigma's going to be full-time jungling here, maybe rotates over for a gank or two, but most of the time is there. And then Shadow Shaman, in battling scenarios here in 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, he's not particularly strong just because he is so squishy.
No, he's kind of bad. It's not just because he's squishy, but the initiation range on the hero is so incredibly short.
FNG, he actually lands that one. He's going to get close enough to land an extra right click. He actually grabs the haste rune and is going to try and do battle up against Kuro. He's trying to get to the safety of Puppey, but Puppey's like, not me, man. I don't want to be anywhere near that one. First blood does go to God.
Yeah, the reason why Puppey can't help him there in that situation is because what are you going to do? You've got 1 level of Midnight Pulse and 2 levels of Demonic Conversion. You don't even want to trade HP at that point. Just go back to your jungle, save time, but this is really going to help G in this mid lane. I think with the kill, it definitely puts him a lot further ahead of S4 when it comes to farm. Well, when it comes to levels, S4 is going to hit the level 6 sooner. So what I'd really like to see from G is, as soon as he hits level 5, and he's reasonably certain the Queen of Pain's a creep or 2 from hitting level 6, just rotate into jungle. There's no reason to contest the lane at that point. She's just going to out-level you. That's the nature of the matchup. It's not worth it to continue to contest.
Now, Puppey, he does go for the early level of Midnight Pulse in order to better allow him to stack by clearing through trees, right? It allows you to very efficiently stack up neutral camps and maybe even set things up for Queen of Pain to join him later on and be a part of that experience.
Yeah, and the Enigma, I mean, he's doing a really good job of farming right now. He's level 4, he's about to hit level 5. He's keeping up when it comes to farming level. This is what you expect out of Enigma. I think I ran into Puppey maybe 10 or 15 times in solo queue. Every single time it was the Enigma. Every single time he completely dominated the game and just led his team to a victory. And it was incredibly frustrating to play this. And although this isn't a pub game, I mean, he's so good at finding the levels on the hero. Like, he's just done it so many times. There is a mechanical limit that you need to just play with to constantly push through.
Yeah, a good timing for Enigma is hitting level 5 by the minute 4, and he already has it. He's actually a good 30 seconds ahead of that. Kuro right now is actually trying to rotate into the middle lane right now. Trying to get behind G and catch him out, but that's just not going to happen. S4 playing